Hi, I am Huan Zhen. Happy New Year. Let's begin our course.
Now let's talk about the rules of variable naming. First, you cannot use solidity reserved keyword as variable name. For example, brick or boolean cannot be used as a variable name. Second, variable names shouldn't start with a number. They must start with a letter or an underscore. For example, if you name a variable to Apple, it will report error. Now we try Apple. It's okay. Like C++, variables also need to declare data types. Data types include uint, int, boolean, string, etc. Mention that the smaller the data type occupied, the less gas, so we should try to use smaller data types to save gas. For example, if you can use uint32, don't use uint64. And variable names are case sensitive. For example, name and name are two different variables. Now we define a uint32 variable to store the time when the contract deployed. We name it time. The deploy time can be obtained with block.timestamp. In order to make the variable unmodifiable, we need to use a constant. A constant means that it can only be valued at the time to creation and can never be modified. To define a constant, we just need to add the constant in front of the variable name. Here we need to create two constants. Take uint112 as an example, the total amount of token issued. We name it max token number. And the total amount of airdrops, name it all claim. Which are valued when our contract is created and can never be modified. You can also modify to data type to store data when needed. Because it is a constant, remember to add constant after the data type. Uh-oh, why is it getting an error? Let's take a look at the error message. It shows here that uint256 cannot be implicitly converted to uint32. The original value obtained by block.timestamp is uint256, so here we need to convert. We can add the content to be converted and parentheses. Now we convert block.timestamp to uint32. And the first error is solved. The second and the third arrow are because their constants need to be valued when they are created. The total amount this costs takes 37.8 trillion as an example. But the unit will be way if we don't use the suffix ether. So if we want to create 37.8 trillion coins, we should add the suffix ether. The amount of airdrop is half of the total amount. After the valuation, the arrow will be revolved. Now the compilation is no problem. After we deploy, open the list, but there is still nothing. It's because we also need to set a visibility, which is also applicable in the following functions. Solidity provides 4 kinds of visibility, namely public, private, external, and internal. Public is visible to users and contracts, including inherited contracts, can be modified. Private is invisible to the user. Only the current contract can be modified, and the inherited contract cannot be modified. Internal is invisible to users and contracts, including inherited contracts can be modified. External is only callable by the user. The contract cannot be modified or called. Then we can now add visibility to variable and constant. Now we compile and deploy again. And you can see that there are 3 buttons in here. Once clicked, we can see the data type and the value of variable. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks.